uh, showcase what you have to the world. So you need to understand the business, the marketing, get to sell yourself and sell your services, and collaboration and teamwork. How do you work together with your partners and maybe other people you need to work with? And cultural sensibility. We'll go into this, but now you're just working in Ghana with people from outside of Ghana. How do you understand their cultures and how you work with them? So find your niche, choose the right platform, which is aligned with your skill, create a profile, set your pricing, network and market yourself. And we will stress on this later on. Develop your online presence. And I'm glad one of our speakers today is a master at this. Build your portfolio, provide excellent customer service, and continuously upgrade your skills. But it's very important to be persistent and patient. It takes time. So, the first quick exercise, just asking everybody to quickly where you are. Just search for one or two freelancing platforms and check out what is good about them and what is challenging about them. And drop your comments in the chat. So I just give everybody a couple of minutes to do this. Check out a few freelancing platforms. Make one local and make one international. Drop the name of the platform that you found and just mention one thing that's good about it and one thing that's a bit challenging about it. Let's see what platforms we find. I see Commoner has entered the chat. Welcome, sir. Okay, so what platforms are you finding? Ooh, interesting platforms. Okay. So from James, I don't know if Reddit counts, but I see a lot of interesting gigs posted there. Thank you for that. Yes, that's an interesting place to find and post jobs and accounts. It's not the most traditional ones, but accounts. It's a place you can go and showcase your skills. It works in a slightly different manner than other platforms, but thank you for sharing that. LinkedIn users saying Upwork, the advantage, access to global clients, high wages, disadvantage, high competition, and delayed withdrawals. So by Upwork, you can't take your money out right away. There's a delay in withdrawing from it. Thank you very much for sharing. Abida. Anybody else? Anybody else? What else have you found? Finn Emmanuel has found City Job. So that's one based here in Ghana, which means you can use your Momo to accept money from this. Upwork and Fiverr. Fiverr is a great platform, very easy to use, but a lot of competition on there. Great global platform. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Let's see who else. Ebenezer is sharing about Jobberman Ghana. So Jobberman, yes, they have both the jobs, the full-time employment offers, but also people looking for short-term gigs, short-term projects, freelance opportunities there as well. Thank you for sharing, Ebenezer. That is great. Anybody else? We'll do two more. Who else has found one online, one job freelancer platform that they would like to share? Anybody else? We have Freelancer. Thank you, Robert. Freelance or freelance.com. It's an international platform looking for people from around the world. Very um, um, open for lots of different types of projects. Thank you, Robert. Martin Leshun, we work remotely. Okay, interesting, interesting. I haven't come across that one yet, but I'll check it out. But see, there are lots of platforms out there. And Dominic is sharing Freelancer. Gigi, I like that he's sharing Gigi. We use Gigi a lot to buy things like phones and charging cables and different items. But Gigi is also a platform for freelancing right here in Ghana. So it means you can find local jobs, you can use your Momo, you can understand the people well, and be able to offer the great services there. And yes, Design 98 or Design 99. But you can see they're also specific design type freelancing platforms. Emotive, Remote OK, Working Nomads. Thank you, Kelvin. So you can see that there are lots of different types of freelancing platforms available for you to choose from. and all of them works in a slightly different way. So freelancing can bring you access to a global market, overcome your limitations, and give you the potential for financial stability. But what are these platforms? So thank you. I see Grace as well. Let me just put your comment up, Grace. Freelance is a highly competitive platform, but they also don't charge commission on some of their projects. So this makes it very convenient for people as well to use. Thank you, Grace, for that. So this is one page of lots of different platforms that exist. I can see some of the platforms that you have mentioned in the chat that are now here, from Fiverr, Freelancer, Upwork, Gigi. We can see lots of other ones as well. TerraWork, TopTal, Fastwork, 15 Ghana, which is another local Ghana one. We had CDPay as well. So you see that there are lots of different Ghana-based solutions that we have as well. We also have lots of different ones, and as mentioned, I'll be sharing the slides so you'll be able to look at these and see which ones will work for you. But people per hour, work Anna, micro worker, genuine jobs, flex jobs, deal. But also we have more that are very specific to industries and markets, marketing translation, jobs, such as Contently, SEO clerks, media bistro, jobs just for design and graphic. So you can see how specific some of these platforms can be, like 99 Designs, Design Hill, and the rest, UTest. Jobs for education. If you're a teacher or you have the ability to pass on knowledge, whether it's math or English, for someone who's outside of an English speaking world who wants to learn English, imagine whether it's Togo or China or Brazil, you could get a job on these platforms teaching someone English, for example. And with what already came up, Gigi. And it was Dominic who mentioned Gigi. I think one or two others also mentioned it. But this is one of the platforms that exists where you can also now sell your services on this platform. Now, here are a few things to consider. There's competition, and some of you have already seen that on some platforms, there's a lot of competition. Some of them would also require a very extensive identity verification where you need to use your ID, such as your Ghana card or sometimes even your passport, to apply for you to be there. It came up with Grace mentioned it when it came to freelancer, high competitive, but they don't charge commission on some projects. There are some places that do charge commission. Upwork, for example, can charge up to 20%. So on whatever you offer as your price, times the amount of hours you work, Upwork can come and take 20% of that as their commission. So it's important to understand the commission structure and the cost structure on some of these platforms. Some also have various other charges. Some would charge you to post or someone charge you to bid for work. So it's different kinds of other costs or sometimes hidden costs that are also involved apart from commissions that they take. So make sure you fully read through these platforms to understand. Others also sometimes have certain payment platforms that you must use. You can imagine most of these platforms are outside of Ghana, the international ones, and some of them might use things like PayPal, which isn't licensed in Ghana. So a platform like that may then not you may not be able to use it unless you have someone uh, on the outside who can take the money for you. And then a lot of platforms also leverage reviews. So on the right, you can see reviews, and these are examples from Upwork on how reviews look like. So after you do a job, you get a rating out of 5 stars, and then a comment from the person. This is very similar to, I think, the most known type of freelancing that we have or we know, which is the last um, the ride-hailing companies like Uber and Yango and Bolt, and seeing how they operate with being able to give the driver a rating and a comment. Now, as a freelancer, people will be able to do the same for your work that you do. And I hope that's clear. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the chat. So now, if you don't want to use a platform, you don't have to. And one of the guests that's coming up very, very soon will share about also how she gets all her gigs without having to use one of these major platforms. But the independent model, so without going through one of these big platforms like Upwork or CDPay or Gigi, means that you can use your own website, you can use social media, your LinkedIn, your Instagram to sell your services there and have people know about you and what you have to offer. So, just some quick tips about your online profile, which, as I know most of you already have, things like LinkedIn, since a lot of you are on LinkedIn, watching us here live, or social media like Instagram and Facebook. You understand these things. A good profile picture, a tagline, so like the name or the thing that you're famous for, your hourly rate, and it's important not to charge yourself too low, your areas of expertise, your hours available, the languages, the certificates, and your portfolio. So, showcasing the work you've done before, not necessarily only your online work, but also the other work you've done. So, people see your skill sets and your range and your other experiences. So, this is an example of a bad profile. You can see there's no profile picture. If you look closely, you see that there are spelling mistakes. There's no ratings, no rate that he's charging. So you can't really get too much from this. And also very little text about him and what he does. Compared to a better profile, like Barack in Tanzania, very clear content marketing, content localization, and even better, a Ghanaian based in Accra, Joseph K, who's a full stack web developer. I can see exactly what he's doing. I can see his hourly rate. Now, for those who want to do the math, you can see his hourly rate is $50, and he's done 1,226 hours. Is there anybody who wants to do the math for me to see how much has he earned in the period that he's been working online? And what is that in Ghana cedis today? Let's see whose math is mathing. At $50 an hour, 1,226 jobs, and convert that into Ghana cedis to calculate how much Joseph has earned up to date using just this one platform. Do I have anybody who can share that in the chat? Anybody who wants to stab at it? Whilst waiting for people for the math, you can see clearly his name, a very good profile picture that gives you confidence in who he is. Very clean cut, very professional. You can see exactly what he does. And then he has listed out the different skill sets he has: JavaScript, React, Ruby on Rails, and so on, to show you all that and the other areas he's capable of doing. So we have Maxwell, who has done the math for us. I'll put it up. Mr. Joseph has earned $61,000 online. Emmanuel has brought that into Ghana cedis. 643,000 Ghana cedis online. Please let me know if you would like to get this kind of money using freelancing. If this is something that you would like to do. Can I see some thumbs up, some comments, if this is the future that you want? Yep, I see the thumbs. I see the thumbs. Thank you guys for the math. For me, the math is really mathing, and this is why I am here to teach you about freelancing and make sure you now get to benefit from this. This and more, that is the spirit. So, yes, I would love to do this. William Alvarez says this and more. That's the answer I want to hear. I want to see. Belinda Adoko is saying yes. Emmanuel is saying yeah. Robert is saying this is so cool. This is the possibility that exists by being able to access your freelancing skills online. So, wisdom, I want even more than that. That is the spirit. That is the spirit. So, we are here to give you the beginning steps on how to do it. And very shortly, we will be doing two major things. We would invite you to start building your first profile online, and at the same time get you the insights, where you can ask all the questions you want from experts who are doing this and more. So you can see that it's not just an individual case. There are many people who are making money online. I'm glad people are eager to do this, eager to find out more. Okay, so let me get going. Let me get going. The exciting time is coming. Okay, so the online freelancing market, you have lots of different types. So you're not limited to one type of job you can do online, from software developers to graphic designers, content writers. So if you're very good at writing and very creative, you can be an online freelancer. One of the people coming up will tell you all about content writing. Digital marketers, translators, UI, UX, transcribers, voice actors. So if you have a beautiful voice or if you're really good at narrating a story and sharing things, then you too can use that skill set online to make money. Maybe you say, hey, I'm not so gifted with visual works like the graphic designers or the voice actors, but I'm very good at managing projects. That too is a skill that you can offer online. And even being someone's virtual assistant, that too is a great skill online, growing in high demand. And there are many, many more. So I'm sharing this so you don't limit yourself to the areas you think that are available online. There are lots and lots of different things waiting for you to tap your skills into. You have to be aware of what the client sees, right? So when you make your profiles, it's always great to check your profile against what a client would see. And often it's the first three um, lines of your profile that they see. So your first three lines have to be very powerful. They have to be very captivating so that the potential client wants to read more, and then they can take the time to read everything. You can't save the juicy bit, the exciting bit to the very end. You have to lead with that. So to complete your profile, be concise, be precise, check your spelling. I know you all will do that. Only go for areas that you are actually really good at doing. It's not a place now to say I can do all. Choose the things that you can really do well. Remember, there's lots of competition. Set your hourly rate. You need to be realistic. Don't go too low and neither go too high. Be realistic, but check the platform to see what prices, what the average price in your sector is like, so you know how to position yourself. And important, we've all seen that there's lots of competition. You need to really stand out. And to do that, we have some tips for you by using some very cool tools like AI. And writing your profile. So, yes, be dynamic, be very professional. Make sure you introduce yourself well, show your qualities, your skills, your experience, and what the clients can really expect from working with you. So, we're going to touch on AI briefly. I don't know why it's covered, but can I just see who's already using AI? Can you comment in the chat if you're using AI and which AI tools are you using? Is it ChatGPT? Is it DeepSeek? Is it Copilot, Perplexity, Grok, Meta AI? What are the tools that you're using for AI? And whilst I'm waiting for the answers, there's a question about can we get the recordings? Even better than getting the recordings, I'll give you the full slides at the end of the session. There'll be a QR code, and for everybody who answers the QR code, you get the full slides and even more information that's not on the slides. And you get access to a WhatsApp group where there are freelancers from across Ghana who are sharing tips and tactics, and you can use it as a learning experience from each other. So please stay on to the end of the session. We have just over 30 minutes to go, and then I'll put the QR code, and then we'll stay on also for questions and answers. But you get everything that's here today. I see a lot of people using Gemini. I see Abana using it. I see William using it. Some people using chat. Some people using multiple ones like Belinda, Copilot, Chat, Gemini. Emmanuel's using DeepSeek, Gemini, and Chat. Ooh. Maxwell's using a lot of different AI tools. You need to teach me this Google, VO3, Gemini, Chat, Copilot. Others like Bright are using Meta AI, Gemini, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Grok. Chat, DeepSeek, Lovable, and Grok. Lovable is great for websites. Isaac, my namesake, says it's awesome. I agree as well. So we're all familiar with chat. I'm glad that we all are using AI in some kind of way. So I mean, it's very, very simple, very, very quick. Generative AI refers to a broader concept of artificial intelligence that has the ability to generate new content. These models are designed to create text or other forms. It could be video, it could be media, based on patterns and examples that they've been trained on, right? So we've all been using AI in some kind of way. Predictive text. I am going to the beach. I am going to the library. That our phones are able to just enter. But generative now takes it to a whole nother level as well. It helps us to work faster, improve our quality, manage workflows, learn new skills, and is always available. You won't be replaced by AI, but you'll be replaced by someone who knows how to use AI better than you. So why it's very important for us to understand AI and use it well. Now, since we're using AI, this is very basic prompting, the art of giving instructions. And LLM, the large language model, is like talking to a very smart friend, but if no social skills or common sense. So you really have to guide them. You really have to guide AI in everything that happens. So this is a prompting tip guideline by Microsoft. And I'm going to keep it up on the screen for a little bit. But there are 5 main elements of this. The persona, you tell AI who it's supposed to be. The objective, you tell AI what you want it to do exactly. The audience, you tell AI who it is for. The context, you tell AI what the tool needs to know. So, what are you going to be doing with it? And then the boundaries. Where should it go? Where should it not go? Put this on the chat as well. We can see. Just for Benjamin again, with the slides we shared afterwards, yes, they will be. At the end, I'll have a QR code for you to scan or a link for you to scan. And if you answer it, then you get access to all the slides, even slides that are not on this presentation. So persona, objective, audience, context, and boundaries. These are what makes for a great prompt. it gives you a lot more insight into what the answer should be. Let's just do a very, very quick exercise. As my name is Isaac Newton, we'll do one for physics. Just ask AI as a trainer, this is the persona, I want to learn about gravity. Right? That's the objective. We're just going to use three of them. My audience is a 10-year-old and a PhD student. Share the results in 3 lines. What is gravity? If I can get a few of you quickly to do this, use your favorite tools, whether it's DeepSeek, Chat, Gemini, and let's see what the answers give us for the 10-year-old and for the physics student. I want you to see how different the answers are so you understand the importance of good prompt engineering. I'll give you all just 1 minute for this. As soon as someone has an answer, please drop it in the chat. So you're asking chat to explain what gravity is in 3 lines as a tutor to a 10-year-old, that's the audience, or to a physics student. What do we have, people? Let's see it in the chat. Let's see it in the chat. Okay. For a 10-year-old, what is gravity? Gravity is the invisible force that pulls things down. It's the reason you don't float in the air, but why apples fall from trees. Imagine you drop your toy and it goes down, right? That's gravity. Even the moon stays close to the earth because of gravity. It's like the earth is hugging it. Fun fact, you actually weigh less on the moon because the moon's gravity is weaker. And then I can't see the rest of your post. This is too long. But you can see how your post is different for a 10-year-old than it is for a curious teen or beginner. And I'm sure it's a bit more advanced for them, right? And I hope everyone who's doing it can see that the post they have for when the difference between the teenager or the 10-year-old and the older person or physics student, you can see the sophistication in the post. And I'm sharing this to show how just a simple change in who you're doing it for can give you a very different answer. And that's the power of using the right prompt. Thank you, William. I hope we all got similar responses. That for the 10-year-old, it's very basic, very easy to understand, whilst for the physics student, you can see that a lot more advanced, a lot more technical in the output. Okay, so this is the next exercise, but it's not an exercise. This is now you joining the world of online freelancers using the prompt engineering, which I'll go back to leave up. And you can use chat or you can use the ones that you've been using, Gemini, DeepSeek, and the rest. Create a profile for your freelancer account. So in this time, go select a freelancer account, whether it's CDPay, whether it's um, 15 Ghana, whether it's Gigi, whether it's freelancer, Upwork, or the likes. And then make your account and use chat to help you create the text so that it's a killer text. So let chat know who you are and what you're trying to do. Are you a graphic designer? Are you a software developer? Are you a content marketer? Let chat know who you are. Let chat know who you are and let it then give you suggestions and advice on how to build out your portfolio and your profile. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense, if you understand. You're now going to go create a profile on the freelancer platform of choice. And in that platform, once you know how many words or characters, you use chat to help you create the profile details. And then, without further ado, let me introduce you to the dream team. So I'll keep this up on the screen, the elements of a good prompt. But now I will introduce you to the star guests that we have on. So we have Maxwell, Janet, and Cynthia, who, whilst you do this, whilst you're creating your profiles, um, will also be giving you tips about being a freelancer, their journey in freelancing, and also open for any questions that you have for them. I see one question. Can the exercise be done after the class? Ideally, I would love for you to do the exercise now. I know, unfortunately, it might not be you, but some people will say they do it after the class and then they won't. So I want you to do it now. So also, if you have any challenges, if you have any questions while you're doing it, we're here to support you. That's why I'm encouraging everybody to create their profiles now. I hope that's clear. Okay? And then with that, let me invite my guests to the stage. So we have Maxwell, Janet, Cynthia, and myself sharing about being a freelancer online, our joys, our struggles, our opportunities, um, and what we've been able to achieve. Please, can I get a little round of applause for the guests who have come to join us and share their knowledge with you? And thank you, Gifty, for your submission as well. Temio, Simple Fun, and then for the others, I'm sure it's much more complicated and intense. So, welcome, Janet. Great to have you here today.
Hi, thank you, Isaac. Thank you so much. Hi, Maxwell. Hi, Cynthia. Greetings from Ghana.
So, we have Janet from
Hi,
Ghana, we
hi,
have
greetings from Nigeria.
Cynthia from Nigeria.
Yeah, hi. I'm struggling with my camera.
Okay, and then Maxwell here.
Nice meeting you all. Nice meeting you all. Greetings from Ghana. Hi, Cynthia from Nigeria. And hi, Isaac from all over the world.
Okay.
Right now, we don't know where you are.
I'm in Ghana. I'm in
That's
Ghana.
very true,
so,
actually.
so I'm honored to have you here. I know the great works you have been doing in not just this year, but for many years that you've been working in this space of being a freelancer. But I'm sure many of my guests don't know you. I would recommend that the people watching do go check these powerhouses out. They are people you definitely want to learn from. Being a gentleman, I'll do ladies first. Maybe starting as with Cynthia. Can you share who you are and what is that you're doing?
Okay, thank you once again, Mr. Isaac, for the opportunity. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cynthia, and I am a ghostwriter and a personal brand strategist. What I mean is that as a ghostwriter, I write for people without taking credit for their work, right? So I write behind the scenes, and then I let them take the stage. And then as a brand strategist, what I mean is that I help people build their brand, right? So what I like to call an iconic status, right? Because in the recent years, we've seen an influence of a couple of new things and emphasis being laid on a couple of things in multiple industries, and personal branding is one of them. I just want to see how important it is to have a voice, right? To have a voice out there and to utilize a voice to the community for yourself. no matter what kind of business or industry you are into. Right? So as a brand strategist, I help executives and founders create such a brand, right? Maintain their presence online and share their stories digitally. It's nice to be here.
Thank you, thank you. And then going to Jeanette. What
Hi,
about you?
hello
Who are you
everyone.
and what do you do?
Yeah, yes, of course, the name is already there. I'm Janet. I'm actually a development and trade practitioner, and I started off my freelancing as a digital marketer with Rank Digital Marketing Consultancy, where I co-found the marketing firm with my partners, Frank. They are somewhere in LinkedIn joining to watch in, but yeah, that's basically what we do. We help SMEs, and mainly we've skewed our interest to female SME organizations where we introduce them to the market. We help them with social media optimization, profiling, social media profile establishment, content creation as well. So we teach them how to do that. And then I as well help to do social media development, social media marketing for organizations. But mainly I am in the trade and development space. So this is a little about myself. I don't talk much about myself. We are here to help the audience get something going from Ghana to the global world. So thank you very much, Isaac, for this wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Maxwell, who are you and what is it that you do?
Hello, everyone. My name is Max Olodonko, and I'm a website developer, digital marketer, and also a corporate branding strategist. So, what I do is to help small businesses build their brand, get online, and also increase sales. I've been in the freelance journey since 2018, and I've helped over 200 businesses, both in Ghana and outside the country, go online. Yes, so I also work as the executive director of World Inspiring Network, a grassroots nonprofit organization helping young people in underserved communities through education, youth empowerment, and climate action. Finally, I serve as the EA community advisor to the International Trade Center. Thank you.
Wow. So, as you can see, I promise we're going to have some powerhouses, people who do a lot of things. Um, but of course, the main thing we're here for, on all of us, is to help you in this journey. As you're creating your profiles now, as you're using chat behind the scenes to, um, you know, help you create a good profile for your freelancer account, I want to just really kick off with, once again, maybe in the same order. Ladies first. We're both very gentlemen over here. Just share share this journey with us. You're here now, working for several years already. How did you actually kick off? Looking back at your very beginning, how did you actually start this journey of becoming a freelancer? Madam Cynthia, we'll start with you.
Okay.
You're currently on mute, and if you can be a bit
Uh,
louder,
okay. Is it a little bit better?
it is for me.
Or
I hope everybody. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
it's better? Okay. So how did I start? I like to tell the story again and again. I started my freelancing journey immediately I came out of school, right? That's after graduation. While in school years, I was learning a couple of skills. I was, yeah, dipping my hands in all kinds of baskets, right? I was into graphic design. I was learning content and copywriting. I was learning a bunch of other skills. I even went into programming at a point, right? But then I was not monetizing any of the skills, right? So as when I left school, it kind of became obvious that I needed help. I really needed help in terms of funding. That blow came, and it was a very hard blow. The realization that, okay, now you're done with school, what's next, right? are you still going to be asking daddy and mommy for everything, or are you going to be the independent lady you've always wanted to be? Right. So that puts me actually into figuring out ways that I could monetize all the skills I have been learning so far. And that was what brought me to LinkedIn, right? I talked to a few of my friends, and one of them was actually very kind to tell me a bit about how to optimize my profile, just like you just did in this course. That you don't take that for granted, guys. So that was how I started out. I optimized my profile. I I went there. I didn't know what I was doing in the first 2 months. I was just dabbing in and out of everything, but then I was willing to learn. Right, so I made sure to get mentors, people that have been in the space for a bit. I started learning from them. How do I get clients here? How do I do this? How do I do that? What kind of content works on LinkedIn? So that's another big mistake a lot of people make. They assume that, okay, I can write, so let me just write now. You have to understand how each platform works. For example, when you're on LinkedIn is way different from Facebook. The way we write on LinkedIn is way different from how we write on other social media platforms. And for the first like 2 months, I kept making that mistake because I graduated from Facebook. So I thought I would just write, the same way I write, forgetting that Facebook is basically the you go to link up with your family members and friends. So but on LinkedIn here is professional, so you have to actually do things the professional way. So I had to get a lot of mentorship and made sure to also implement all the things they were teaching me at the time, right? And slowly but steadily, I started building, and from that confused graduate, look at here, look at where we are today, right? I've worked with kind of people across the world, just like on different strategies, and now I'm the one mentoring other people to, start their freelancing journey and create iconic personal brands.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Um, Maxwell, do you want to go next?
Yeah. All right. So I began my freelance journey when I was on campus in the year 2018 at Pentecost University. When I started my NGO in 2016, I decided to get a website for the NGO and also some graphic design works. So the first person I paid money to, it was 300 CDs. The person just installed a theme on the website and then left it. He never worked on it. So I have tried reaching out to him severally because I also met him online. I didn't know him in person. The person went away with the money. Though 300 CDs look so small today, it was big for me as a student on campus. So I decided to take it up myself. And that was when I started learning website development. I never attended any school anywhere, but I took YouTube as my university and then started learning. Then along the
Mm.
line, I realized that paying for flyers, I mean, graphic design works and all that was also very expensive. So I decided to learn it on my own. Then I contested for SRC presidency and I lost the elections. So after losing the elections, I decided to now turn it into business where I do more of the website and then also show to the world that at least I can do something. So I started with the freelance journey. In fact, my first client was a Ghanaian where I had to build a website for a church. It was very challenging, but I took up the opportunity and I did it. Fortunately, the client really liked it. But if I should go back and see the website I developed at first, myself, I don't really like it as at now. But the person paid 800 CDs, and it was a very strong motivator for me to start. I am happy today to say that at least I've made over 20,000 US dollars on online freelancing platforms only, if we should take the offline platforms out. One platform like Postal War, for instance, I've made over 12,000 US dollars that I can project right now to show you my screen. So I'm so much happy to share my experience with my fellow colleagues who are also looking forward to getting into the freelance space. Thank you.
I hope you guys are realizing that this is real money being made. And were you outside of Ghana? Were you in London? Were you in New York to do this?
I was in Ghana and I've always been in Ghana. Even if I travel, I go and come. So, yeah, always in Ghana.
I just want you all to hear this, that people are making money in this Ghana. at a very young age. I don't know if you want to declare, but I'm sure you're still under 30. So someone in
I'm
their
t-
20s. Oh, yeah,
you ask of my age?
yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, I'm 31.
30, now just 31,
Yeah.
right? So we have people who are still very young who will be making money online, right? So please, 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 these are real people. Tap into the knowledge, tap into the wisdom. Janet, you're up next. How were your early days? How did you start?
All
What was
right.
your
So
origin story?
so for my story, it's quite different from Cynthia and Maxwell. I actually started off interning with a startup called Speaker Incorporated. They are a language service provider in Tema. The founder, was actually a teaching assistant of mine back in the University of Ghana, the French department. So it was from there we started all of these things. I actually learned digital marketing, learned um, graphic designing, and all of that. But then I saw that my strength was in digital marketing. All right, so that was what I was doing. And I liked writing, I liked creating stuff. And so that was what I was doing for people for free. I never really took money. So Maxwell's accumulation of riches, I am not there yet. But then I was doing it for startups. I actually wanted to help startups. So I was doing it for startups, doing it for free, helping people optimize their business, create profiles, and all of that. And it's funny because I am not too much of a social media person. And so I think that for the
Hmm.
audience, we will let them know that digital marketing is different from social media marketing. Social media marketing is when you market on any social media platform, be it Facebook,
Mhm.
LinkedIn, TikTok, IG, all of that. And then digital marketing is using a digital platform. It could be the phone, it could be the internet, it could be radio, any device. That's digital marketing. So when I got to know the difference, I figured, oh, okay, then I would grow well in the digital marketing space because I am horrible at social media. So I picked one social media platform and then I built it and then I developed it because I don't know how to navigate a lot of social media platforms. And so some of the testimonies from us could be too good to be true, but they're actually true. They're actually brainiacs out there who are making more than the amount of money Maxwell mentioned, but they are even not on social media. They are doing top notch online business, freelance online business, and they are doing it so well. And so that is how my journey started. And then my first gig was after a homecoming we went for in Togo. A friend from Togo, who is also a Ghanaian, contacted me and said he would want me to build his CV and then his bio for him. So that was my first one. And then from there, I got a referral. And so the referral took me to a friend
Hmm.
who had relocated to Canada to build his LinkedIn profile. And then I did that. So
Hmm.
mine actually worked on referrals as opposed to the ghostwriters and those who create a lot of SEOs and all of that. I actually worked well on referrals because I knew that I wasn't a social media person. And so I could work well building my work, showing the work. So I always have samples and templates to show for people. I send it to them. Check out this work. If you want me to do it, I'll do it for you. I can even reduce the prices for them just to up the game. So that's how I started. I started from speaker and then I ended up co-founding Rank Digital, and then we've taken it from there. And then I served as an advisory member to a tech company called Black Tech Lead. So interestingly, someone who was not so much into tech is has actually had a trajectory, a successful trajectories in the tech space. So that's how I actually started.
No,
Thank you.
thank you. I want to stay with you. How was it like going from your first, your second to your third job? when you're starting, you've never done this before, you're new to this space. How did you overcome your fear of even trying to go out there and put yourself out there?
All right. So I would like to touch on. I actually read Schrodinger's cat. You know, Schrodinger's cat, the physicist, where he said when you put a cat in a box, he add these he used this a lot of physical terms, but then the normal term is when you put a cat in a box and you close it up, you don't know whether it's dead, and you add a radioactive substance to it. You can't know whether it's dead or alive until you open it. So you can't know what the outcome of an activity will be until you take a step. And then Isaac, I know you are called Newton. You normally use the Newton first law of motion, where a substance is in motion or is laid at rest until you move it. So yeah, um
100%.
I have actually almost all the time garnered the motivation to say I'm going to do this. All right, I am going to take the risk, positive risk, and then come out of, because my comfort zone is not tech. That is so not tech. My comfort zone is, like I always said, the development and the trade space. So I said, no, I will pursue. And then there was a fellowship in business readiness by Aya Institute of Development. So I took it up and then I went to study all of that. But then along the line, I was learning, I was accumulating a lot of experiences, and then I was networking. When we go for
Mm,
programs, one thing about Ghanaians is that we are very reserved. We want someone to approach us. Not everybody can approach you. Okay, so you need to find a niche in that networking space or the conference or the summit or even the online platform you have attended. Look for a niche there, a term, somebody's speech. Go talk to the person. Mention, if it's a speaker, mention a sentence they said that struck your interest, that resonated with you, and then starts the conversation from there. If it's online, look at the interest you have in common with the person, and then starts the conversation from there. So I actually didn't have a fear. The fear was, what if I didn't try, not what if I
mm,
tried, because
mm,
there's a lot of experiences and exposure out there where you can't really know until you try. That's what Schrodinger's cat tells us. So you have to take up that encouragement and that bold step to say, look, I'm going to take this bold step to put in this positive act, not what if it doesn't work, but okay, so what if it works? And so you put in that positivity, and then you say, I'm going to do it and I know it will work. It's either there's this statement that has been circulating these past few days that says either I learn or I succeed. There is nothing like failure. So it's either you learn, you succeed,
mm,
on. So that's, and it hasn't been an easy road. I wanted to start a fintech organization, it's collapsed. I wanted to start a firm, it collapsed. I wanted to start, but all these things we have learned. I wanted to actually start along the line, I wanted to start something strictly tech with no experience at all. It's collapsed, right? But then I saw that I can't do this alone. There are people with a lot of vast experiences in AI tech and all of that in this space that we are doing freelancing. As I reached out to them, they said, let's come together. And people think freelancing is when you do it alone. No, no, it's not always the case. Because if all four of us come together, I'm into digital marketing, Maxwell is a website developer, Cynthia is a writer, and Isaac, you are the masterminder. When we come together to do something, we act based off of our strengths and then complement each other on our weaknesses. And so we do not have to have this mediocre mindset of when we come together, I will not shine. It's not true. We all radiate individually, but when we come together, that's where we bloom. And so you can't bloom alone. You have to come together to bloom together. So that is where I started. I didn't rely on myself alone. I learned from people along the line. I was ready to learn. I was ready to network. I was ready to get in touch with people. What are we supposed to do? And then uh, I I created a platform on the ITC Ecom Connect Global, and then I got contacted by the community manager who is in Bangladesh. Look at this vast time difference from Bangladesh and Ghana. And she said, "Hey Janet, I want you to facilitate this thing we are coming to organize in October. That was 2023. I want you to facilitate navigating navigating AI that has something that has to do with digital marketing." And I said, why not? That was my first approach to navigating digital marketing with AI. I knew what AI was, but I didn't know that that was how I was using it. So that was where I went back to look at Canva, Grammarly, and I said, oh, so I have been using all these things and I didn't know. So when I got the offer, I went back to do my research. I did my homework, and I saw that, oh, it's as easy as is. So I only need two, three things to just put out there. And guess what? People learned from it. And that's how we've been starting. So you don't have to wait to garner too much experiences. Start small. And then as you go, you grow. That's the butterfly effect of doing things. And I'm a realist and a theorist. The butterfly effect of doing things, you start small, you bloom, and then the Pareto principle of doing things. The 80% of our outcome is from the 20% of our contribution, or whatever we can call it. So that's how I started. You start small, or baby steps, one day at a time, one step at a time. And then that's how I got to. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm also not where I was yesterday. So that's how far God has brought us. Thank you.
Great submission, great submission. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cynthia, we're coming to you next. Uh, how has your journey been? I mean, you shared a little bit about your opening, starting right after school, but how is it from learning from your friend, them giving you tips, and then you deciding, hey, I'm going to start charging people money for this skill I have. I've never charged anybody money. I don't know how to go about it. How do you do that? And now, like, kind of where are you now?
Yeah. Okay, so let me confirm you can hear me clearly now. Can you?
I can hear you. People in the comments,
Yeah, please, I need to know so I don't just keep talking and they
want to make
can't hear
sure that
me.
she's audible.
If you can hear me clearly, just type 1 2 in the comment box.
Cynthia, I can hear you clearly. I don't know if you can hear me as well.
Yep.
I hear you as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
Okay. So let me
Okay, we
let
see
me
people
continue
clapping.
again.
So okay, thank you, Sylvia.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so like I said, when I started out, I was kind of a novice, right? I was just someone that wanted to do something for herself. I really resonated with when Maxwell said something about saying people that I can also do something, I'm good at something, right? And someone that everybody knows as a learner, right? Not in that sense, what I mean is the moment you're someone that is always ready to learn, right? So sometimes you're learning this, is learning that, like I mentioned all the things I was involved in then, right? So it was a bit, it was a shame that I did not also have anything to show for all that knowledge, right? So I had to actually start doing something ASAP. So like I said, it was one of my friends, her name is Maureen, she's a copywriter, that I would usually watch her status and she would talk about, this gig, that gig, she would talk about LinkedIn, she would talk about Upwork, and all of those platforms. But then she organized this class, right, on profile optimization just for LinkedIn. And I actually used my last card then. My last card for my monthly allowance to register for that class, right? And from what she taught, I had a bit of experience with graphic design, so one of the things I dabbled into as well. So I just went to Photoshop, put up a banner, do some feature section. Oh, these days when I look at those designs, I'm like, ew. But those times it was very beautiful and it served the purpose, right? So I just quickly did that for myself. I had that advantage because other people were, requesting how do I go to graphic designer, how much should I pay? But the general knowledge is of it. I'm the embodiment of that saying. Right. So I created that profile, optimized it, and then started creating content. Like I said, it took me some time and I had to get a mentor because LinkedIn, you need to know how it works. It's just it actually. So how I started getting paid clients, it didn't start quite early. So what happened was that I actually started reaching out to some people to write for them for free, right? So I would come to you, I would say, hi, I saw your last five posts. Can I make them better, right? Or I would have already written something, right, and submitted to the person. I'd be like, just check this out and tell me what you think, honestly. Or you can do A/B testing. So those are like, what A/B testing is, where you test from A and test from B and test it and just test exactly. So that was what I was doing for free until I stumbled on some over things. Miss Jonas to know him, Mr. Isaac to know him. So that was exactly what I did for him as well. I was like, okay, I love that you have so much experience and you have a lot of things to say, but I can actually help you make your LinkedIn post better and nobody has to know, right? So that was exactly what I did. And then I created a couple of copies for him. He posted it, got better engagement, people resonated with it more, right? And then he was like, okay, this is the real deal. So he went ahead to introduce me to his community, like his community members as well, right? So it was in that community I went ahead to continue my free service. I was like, you know what, it feels great to be here. This is what I do. If you're interested in getting someone to write a LinkedIn post specifically for you, right, I can do it for you for free. And then I think I ran that campaign, or should I call it that, for like 3 weeks or so. So I got a couple of people who talked to me. They're like, oh my God, thank God this is so, thank you for this. I don't know how to start with LinkedIn content and all of that. So it was from those, requests, right, from actually doing the work for free. That was how one of them decided to return me because I kept writing for her, and then she kept getting, compliments from her boss at work. Her boss was like, "Oh my God, I looked at your LinkedIn post. That was so remarkable. I love how you told the story. I love how this happened. I love how that happened. They didn't know it was me, but but that's how a ghostwriter goes, right? So it's like, this is so good. I didn't even know. Nobody has, reached out to me before to comment about what I posted. So that goes to say that your writing is actually doing something. So she was the first paid client I got, and we worked for, I think, up to 6 to 9 months before she transitioned, and then she had to get someone else to take up the role, right? So that was actually how I got my first paid job. And it's different for everybody, right? I have friends that started getting their clients, paid clients now in the first month. I have others that started getting their first paid clients after 6 months. Right? So for me, I don't know how to sit on my hands. So I went about doing for the Christmas or Mother Christmas in this case up until when I actually found the first client that paid me. So I hope that answers your question, Mr. Isaac.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know you need to leave very soon. So if people know more and reach out to you, can you just drop your handle in the chat? Can you just let them know uh, where they can find you? I'm hoping Maxwell and Janice have a bit more time. But Maxwell, coming to you next. How did you start? How did you get going from 0 to 20,000? What was your
All
first
right.
step?
All right. So the first step for me, I started doing projects for free, entirely free to get feedback. Yeah. So when I realized that probably there is a friend, mostly I targeted friends that also I saw that they were also starting businesses on campus and then decided to offer some of my services for them for free. Then, when it comes to the online freelance space, using Fiverr, when I started online freelancing, for instance, I started on Fiverr. So, Fiverr, I built a community So a community where we all decided to go on Fiverr, then we buy services from each other. Instead of probably doing it entirely free, we will say maybe $5 for a service that I may have for now may have charged like 7,000 or 5,000. If it's a website I want to develop for you, I'm doing the website for you for free. However, you would have to, pay for the service about $5 on Fiverr. Then I use that to gather some feedback, positive feedbacks. And then that was what was able to land me my first job. You were asking earlier about fear. What if you post your service online and no one calls you? And that was one of the biggest challenges when I was starting out. I'm someone who always want to make sure that what I'm putting out is very good. So it was a challenge to go out to start marketing my services, because I felt that okay, the website I've developed, maybe people may look at it and laugh. But when I started, also nobody laughed at what I started posting. And I also saw that when you post things online, if you don't go out to tell people that nobody has bought your service, people may not know, especially if you are targeting social media like LinkedIn. If you don't tell people that nobody has bought it, nobody will know. So you having fear that okay, if people don't call you, it's something that is going to create some kind of disgrace for you and all that. It's something that I'll say it doesn't work like that. However, if you use a strategy where people may be able to see whether you've gotten a service or not, then building a community around freelancing is very, very important. Where you have a community about 5 or 10, and after learning that, I brought the same into my NGO. So the same way we do donor mapping, we find a number of people that we are confident they are ready to donate as first people for each fundraiser that we bring online. So if it is about 5 or 10, at least my team, they all have to donate some small amount of money, and then before we start sharing to the public. So basically that's how I started. And also on Fiverr, at least I've not so much, but I've at least made some sales. Like your mic
Yeah.
is off. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stick with you. You mentioned Fiverr. Congratulations on your starting journey. But how was it like using a platform?
For me, using a platform like Fiverr it hasn't been so tough. At the beginning, whenever I want to join any platform, I try my possible best to learn more about it. So it wasn't
Mhm.
so tough for me because I went to YouTube University to learn more about how to create a gig, how to optimize your gig. Unfortunately, I'm an SEO person, so I learned how to optimize my gigs, how to do keyword research, how to optimize it so that it will be found on the platform and all that. So it wasn't so difficult for me.
Okay, okay. Be Cynthia, then just very quickly. I know you use LinkedIn directly, but for your payments, you use a different platform to receive and handle your payments. What platform is that, and why do you use that?
Okay, there are a couple of platforms you could actually use. I could name like the top three. There is Quickly, right? Super amazing. You can post your purchase, you can create your shop. It's just like Seller, but I would say it's better, right? So I make it just Quickly, I make it just Seller as well. And then finally for foreign payments, I know Seller accepts foreign payments, but their interest rate is so I was ahead to look for another platform where I would get a lower interest rate or a commission, right? So I finally settled on Gig like Geeg, then Gig. So I make use of two of them at the moment and it's quite similar. So Stellar, Quickly, and Gig. Yeah.
Okay, no, thank you very much. I know you need to step out. Where can people find you online if they're interested in finding out more about what you're doing? And you didn't do
Okay.
your full introduction of who you are and what levels you've risen to now.
Okay. So, firstly, you can find me on LinkedIn. The name is Cynthia Adana Ogwine, the full name, right? It's the same on Facebook as well. X is not really my place, so you can find me there. Instagram too, but I'm working on it. So for now, LinkedIn is my home and a bit of Facebook. So Cynthia Adana Ogwine, just type it there. I've removed the 5x I just wanted to add the 5x but I remember I've removed it from my name. But then about where I currently am, like I said, I went from being a confused graduate to working with people across the world. And as of last year, I was named top 10 branding professionals in Africa. I realized the number one female brand strategist in Nigeria by Cybercrime. So I would say I am making progress. And just like Mom Janet said, we're not where we want to be, but here is not bad at all. We are getting there. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you very much. Number one, brand strategist Nigeria, top 10 Africa. So this is someone you really want to tap into who's really making waves and doing, I would say, almost all of this as a freelancer, right? So just to see that there's a lot of things you can do from the comfort of your home, your cafe. You can travel between different cities and still be able to do this, work with clients from around the world. So thank you so much, Cynthia. Um, we'll now actually talk
Okay.
about branding and branding yourself. So, Janet, we're coming to you. How do you brand yourself? So, yes, you have your platform. Whether you're going through an Upwork or Fiverr, um, what's important in your brand, both on these platforms and on your social media and whatnot, to help attract people to come to you. So, both a question for Janet and then also for Maxwell.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Mom Dennis. I just want to say bye because I'm about to leave for another meeting and it's been an honor. So bye, everybody.
Thank you. So good to have you. Okay, Janet, you're on mute. So, Janet, it's
Sorry,
unmute.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Sorry.
please.
All right, nice one. Sorry, can you take the question again? We're talking
So
about
about
branding.
branding yourself. How do you brand yourself both on the platform that you're on, so whether it's an Upwork or Fiverr, but also off the platform, and the importance of branding yourself?
All right. I think that this goes along with branding is way above colors and names. So when you go to my LinkedIn account where I actually mostly operate, you see me holding a mic because I am a public speaker. That's what I mainly do. So that has been my trend since ever. And you have to be consistent in what you post. Check out the colors and the things you do and the content. So if you want to use this here, if you want to use a particular color, go through with that color. If you want to use a particular term, go through with that term till the end. And then logos are also very, very important. Today, we can show you the correct sign in black with any background, and everybody will say it's Nike. Everybody will say it's Nike. Even when you see just do it, everybody says, oh yeah, that's Nike. So you need to think future. What's what's are the simplest, interestingly, it's the simplest things that makes the branding work. It's not how complicated things are. And so you need to look out for the terms that will work for you. When somebody sees this, oh, this is this person's work. When somebody hears a particular voice or a particular term, they'll know this is this person's voice. So if you're a public speaker, what go-to word do you use? What go-to voice do you use? If you're in the creative fashion, what way do you dress? What go-to steps do you take? And if you are in the writing space, I see some people use their watermark, some people have a way of embedding a term or a code in their writing. You need to choose that. And so branding is not marketing. Branding is you without the marketing. Marketing comes
Mm,
after. So even if there's no marketing, when we see this, we know that this is you. All right. When somebody sees my work at work, they know that this is me. Before marketing is talking on behalf of you or on behalf of your service or on behalf of your product. That is what marketing is, selling what you do, selling yourself. But then branding is your identity, who you are, what
mm,
you're selling, what the content is. That is the branding. And so if you want to see the branding, check the originality or the authenticity of who you are and what you're doing. Check that one very, very well. The durability of it. Originality or authenticity, and then the durability of your work. All right. Durability is when you are not there, the impact we have felt. Durability is not how long you stay in the space. When you are not there, the impact that is felt, that's the durability. All right. So that we know that, oh, actually, this is the person's brand. That is it.
great,
Today, the founder
great.
of Apple is not there, but we are enjoying the phones and the products and the services. Stan Lee is no longer alive, but I'm a Marvel fan and I watch Marvel movies. So that is the durability we are talking about. In your absence, we are still feeling your impact. And then when it comes to the authenticity, we all know that it has to do with superpowers when it comes to Marvel. It has to do with something when it comes to that or superheroes. So let's look at that. And then we all know that it comes with a particular sound. Where you hear the sound of something. So please, you need to actually study the environment within which you want to operate to come up with a brand. And when you are coming up with a brand, don't just think present, think the future. Some of you want to do AI, some of you want to do coding. All right. This is a trick. We have mothers in the villages who can speak English. So you can code it for a local language. And then when they speak to the local language generates responses for them. So you start cashing out till. All right. Because our local languages will never die out. That is what we do. So please, when you want to do, it doesn't also start. I like to stick on to the fact that it's not an overnight success. It takes time. But your consistency and the discipline, consistency and the discipline is what will get you there. Because as you grow, as you talk, your brand also talks, your actions also move, and then your product is being sold. So please, that is how I see branding. Maxwell might see branding in another sphere. So please, let's have Maxwell talk about how what he thinks branding is. Thank you.
Thank you, Maxwell. Just before you come in, I just want to state again on the chat for everyone on here with us. Please, I hope you're working on your profiles. So I hope you're working on building your profile for your freelancer account. Um, just on the chat, let us know which account you have decided to open. We're here to help you. So also we have one or two more questions for our guests, and then the floor is open for you to ask questions about being a freelancer, but also questions about, hey, I'm stuck here on my account. And then with people who have used multiple accounts here, who can then give you some tips and advice, right? So just reiterating, I'm hoping using chat to help you build your profile out. So please just drop in the comments what what platform you're creating a profile on. And then in a few moments, we'll open the floor for questions as well. So think of questions you want to ask. Maxwell.
All right. So, Janet, all you've said is very, very positive. I'm adding on to what you've already said. Yeah. So, one thing I want to say, and I always say to myself, is that if I fail to brand myself, no one else is going to brand me. If I fail to market myself, no one else is going to market me. So, I do my best to brand myself the best way I can. And one of the best way is to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I make sure myself I understand the particular problem I want to solve and whom I want to solve, like who or whom I want to provide such solutions to. And that should help you to know how your branding should go. So you made mention of logo. As a branding strategist, I always want to advise young people that whatever you are doing, if you are starting a business, your logo is very key. You make sure that your social media handles are optimized. You don't go to your social media posts and post anything at all. Some people, you go to their social media handles and then you see them taking pictures everywhere, sharing anything, allowing people to tag them. You could see lotos, you could see anything on their profile. You go to my Facebook page, you go to my any of my social media handles, and you barely see me being tagged in such posts or me sharing those things. I share things that are related to the work I do. If it is about the organization I want to push, my NGO, if you go to my social media handle, you see everything I share. I don't go out and share anything because that is not what I'm for. If you are an influencer and you want to show people that you are an influencer, Janet mentioned that she is a public speaker, and that's why when you go to her profile, you see her holding mic. Honestly, barely would you see me holding a mic, maybe as an image or maybe as my background. But if you are a public speaker, it's good for you. That's why I made mention that you have to identify what you do and the solution you provide. If you are an influencer, then one of the very key things you have to do is to make sure you continue to do the best niche you are in. You continue to post things about it. Then also, your website is very, very key. So if you don't have a website and you need a website, I'm always ready to help you to get your business online. Make sure you get your website. I made mention of social media handles because now anybody that needs a service, they'll always go online if they don't have, at least if they don't have anyone to ask for recommendations. The very first thing they'll do is to go online and go and search. Even if they hear about your services, if they hear about you, they would want to go and search about you, your social media handles, and your website. You don't always want people to go online and then they don't find information. They'll have to be calling you. So branding starts from your personal self and your business. Also, whenever I'm going for events and all that, I don't dress so chinchina. I just dress simple. I have my business card always with me. At least it brings some kind of level, you understand. And also, if I look at my NGO, when we started, one of the key things that I've been doing, and honestly, I'm not promoting myself, but it's what people have said. People see the organization so big. It's because I make sure that whenever we are going for events, we are in our branded t-shirts. It comes as at a cost. We have to make sure you have all of those things. Your portfolio is one of the very key things. If you are a freelancer, if you are a website developer, make sure at least you have a brochure or you have an online portfolio. Someone wants to work with you as a website developer and you don't have any portfolio. You yourself being a website developer, you don't have any website for yourself. So how can you solve the person's problems? If you are a graphic designer, you should have your graphic design platform, whether you are using Instagram. If you don't have a website and you're making good use of Instagram, make sure your portfolio shows very well. Or you have a brochure or a link that you can share with a person for the person to help you. I'm ending and I'm saying that if you fail to brand yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Very key. Very key. Then maybe I'll ask the both of you this question. You've both worked with international clients, both local clients, but also international clients. You mentioned Bangladesh. I know you've done things in Canada and so on and so forth. What is it like as a Ghanaian working with outside of Ghana? What are the mindsets like? What is the attitudes like? What things do you have to unlearn? What things do you have to learn? Why is it even important? Is there any difference? And I don't know who
Okay.
wants to go
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. So working in Ghana and also working with someone who is in Europe, for instance, there are so much of cultural differences. And I started learning a lot of lessons where my gig got cancelled because I failed to get to a meeting on time. In fact, for
Hmm.
them, It seems so disrespectful when you have a meeting and then in 5 minutes you don't go, you don't let the person know that you will be late for 5 minutes. I've learned
Mm,
that lesson, and I've also at least worked with some of these Europeans and some people from US and all that who have also been on the ground. You have a meeting at 5, you have to get there at 5. If you give them 2 days to complete their work, make sure 2 days you complete it. It's
mm,
better if you know you complete the work in 2 days, you give them 3 days or 5 days, than to give them 2 days and then you fail, you don't communicate with them. You have to, if you even know that you will not be able to meet the 2 days, it's better you communicate ahead of time. But if
mm,
they expect you to deliver and it's time before, you tell them, it's an insult to them. And also sometimes they'll just go ahead and cancel your order. I did that, and my first profile on Fiverr, where I got to level 1, got cancelled because there was a client that I was playing the Ghanaian tactics. You don't do the project, you just decide to be quiet, like the person will not talk. In Ghana we usually do that. So that is one of the key things that we have to work on. And also, I've seen that sometimes people in US and UK and some of these developed world, they find it difficult to trust we Ghanaians. And it's,
mm,
it's because of our culture and sometimes some ways we do our things. Some would always say they want to hire someone in US. So when you have a conversation with someone who wants to do that, just allow them to go. And then also, when it comes to pricing, one thing I've learned is that does not mean you should charge so much. But someone in US, when they are hiring you for certain projects, there is an amount of money that you mention. They will say you are not serious. They will never hire you. A project that they assume you are supposed to charge like 3,000, and you in Ghana, you think, okay, it's so big, so let me charge 200. You have to make sure you understand how other people are charging on the platform and you go by it. If you charge too low, they see you as not serious. They think you just wanted to scam them and they run away. They won't mind you again. They may even block you out of their account. If you charge them so much, how is you being in Africa and you want to compete with someone who is also in US? So you just have to make sure you measure, you know how much people are charging on the platform, and then you also be at least not so below, not so high, but somewhere in the middle. Yeah, so I think basically these are some few experiences I've had, and I just wanted to share. Thank you.
thank you. Just before you come in, Janet, I think the thing with charging is so important. I've been doing this training across Ghana, and everywhere I ask them about how much a water bottle costs. And people say it's between 250 and 3 Ghana cedis. So we all understand what the price of water is like. Yet, if I say I will sell you water for 30 pesewa, no one's willing to buy because they think, oh, this is a scam, it's contaminated, it's not good quality. So we understand it when it comes to water, but I hope we understand this the same way people see it when we're offering skills. If people said, as you said, the website should cost around 3,000, and you're here saying, oh, I think even for me 300 is good, they see it as scam.
Yeah.
So you think, oh, even at 300, I'm very happy with that price. But for them, they're expecting something 3,000, maybe 2,500, 3,500. So because you fall out of that range, they believe it's scam. So I think it's a very, very important point. And I really love how you also summarize some of the cultural dimensions of timeliness that are very important that we need to adhere to. Please, Janet, what do you want to add to this?
All right, thank you, Maxwell. I think Maxwell actually touched on that, but I think you need to also be transparent. There, you shouldn't have a middleman. If you are a team, just say I'm a team of 4, I'm a team of 5, and introduce yourselves, and then let them know that this you are handling this. Let them know the individual responsibilities assigned to your team. And if you are dealing with international people along the line, when something pops up, let them know. Just give them consistent updates. And you at the end, you see, it's not that they don't trust those of us in developing worlds or those of us in Africa. It's just because of a ripple effect of somebody's actions. All right. And then we all have to actually pay the price. But then if you are head on, and if you are very, very truthful, you are transparent with what you do, and then sometimes they see some of your collaborations and your participations. For instance, there's no way somebody in the international trade space will doubt if I say, oh, I've actually worked with Isaac, unless I'm faking it, right? And then they know that this kind of person will work with these caliber of people, so you are genuine or you are legit. And so that's what you need to look out for. You need to look out for the legitimacy of your work, the correct things you do. Just be transparent. And then also, when there are issues of conflict, just try as
Mhm.
much as possible to be the one to solve the conflict. Don't just leave things like that. Be forthcoming with the situation. If it's your fault, be more diplomatic about it. Be more diplomatic about solving the issue at hand to get your results. If it goes forward, if you are able to overcome that and you pursue further, they will keep engaging you. If you are not, for that particular time being, you knew that you handled the situation carefully. You see, one of the experiences I had some time back was somebody wanted to export sugar to Ghana, and then I didn't. The Ghanaian market I had they had run out of stock, so I had to contact someone, and then the middle guy was being too funny, and I didn't know him. So I told them that, guys, I do not know this middleman. It was a friend that introduced him to me. So I established a meeting, organized the meeting, introduced the friend to the client, and then they contacted me later on for a maize product. So you see, if you are transparent and they know that you are transparent, you are forthcoming, there is no way that you are going to lose out. The pricing issue too is true. Don't think that because they are outside there, they have the purchasing power. No. In as much as there is this let's just say imbalance in our currencies, they are also doing their best to also engage in the trade space or in client recipient or client customer relationship. So please, and very big please, some people like Maxwell have platforms where they are rated, so your accounts can easily be blocked and then you'd have to pay the price. But where you are not rated and they go to social media and they tag you or turn your pictures and they post you everywhere, just know that you are done for. So please, and a very big please, be very, very careful. Don't try to outsmart anybody. As much as
Mm.
we are here, we also try our best not for people to outsmart us, because it's our lives on the line, our reputations on the line, our careers on the line, and our families on the line. You have to think beyond yourself to know that it's not just about you. It's about group of people around, even innocent souls who are yet to enter into the space that you want to venture into. So please, and a very big please, don't try to outsmart anybody. Don't try to play smart. It will come back and bite you. So please be transparent. Think of the pricing. Be upfront with the situation. And for like Maxwell said, if you reduce the price too much, let them know why you are reducing the price too much. Oh, because you're my first client and I'm engaging you. The initial price is 3,000. But because I want to engage you further, I'm reducing it, I'm slashing it by 70% discount. But if you just go straight, it's 300. Oh, please, they would not get back to you because they know it's too good to be fake and it's too good to be it's not too good to be a scam. You know they know you are going to scam them. So add every form of support and communication you want to add. Because you're my first client, when I moderate for people, I had a first client. I told them, because you're doing something for youth and I'm a youth enthusiast, I'm going to do it for free. He looked at me and was like, "Kid, fine." But I also had an experience where I told someone, "Oh, I'll do it for free." The person said that I don't want a situation where you come, you do it, and then after that, you tell me you are taking your money. So you see the difference in that communication. Because you are doing something for youth and I'm a youth enthusiast, I'm doing it for free. And the first one seems like
Mm.
I'm desperate for it. So you need to know how to communicate. Check the cultural inferences from those people. Respect their culture. If it doesn't help you, or the time difference will not help me. So please, let's schedule this. Recently, I had a client from Iraq also, and they are
All right.
17 hours ahead of us. So she contacted me and she said she could actually make it at their time, I think 1 p.m. PST also. And it was 8 p.m. our time. And I told her I will be available. And she explained to me during the meeting that she's sorry and the reason why she wanted to fix. You see, this is how you let the person build that confidence, not even trust, but confidence that you are taking this communication or this situation serious. So pursue everything with some form of diligence and some form of integrity, and then you get there. It shouldn't always be about the money, and it shouldn't always be about the bragging, right? It's about your professionalism and your reputation and the discipline with which you pursue your activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. That's great. That's great. Just for my final question to you both, to everyone watching, please, you get all the slides. You get access to the video as well. You get a link to the video, but we need you to fill out the form. The form is coming out soon. We're hoping you have filled out your profile. Drop in the chat which platform you're using for your profile. Is it Upwork? Is it Fiverr? Is it Gigi? Is it 15 Ghana? So just let us know in the comments what platform you're using. We hope you're using AI. Now you've seen how to use AI to help you build your profile. Most of you are using it. Max, we'll start with you. Well, actually, let me just bring this into the conversation. We talked about the cultural dimensions. I just want to show this quickly. There's this chart looking at cultural dimensions of different nations. You have Ghana in purple. So we have this thing called power distance, and it's how much we revere or give credence to titles, to authority, or to people even older than you. If you're in boarding school and you're one level above somebody, you can order them to go fetch water and do all these things. That's power. Sometimes, because of how we're raised, we also give too much power to the clients, and this is some things that you were talking about. So we need to know how to be respectful, but also share with them where they're going astray. But of course, if you're working with someone who's several time zones ahead of you or behind you, you have to be flexible with that. Another thing that we are sometimes not so strong on is our long-term thinking. We are not the highest number, as you see, we're just down to four, whilst Germany is at 83. And this also touches on us really looking and doing things in a long term manner. How do we build quality? How do we build value that's long term and not just short term, right? And therefore, not trying to do a fast corner or shoddy work or bad work, but really saying, okay, how do I build a reputation? How do I build my brand so that in the future more people will come, and not let me just make a quick dollar today and risk ruining my brand, right? So these are just a few points I just want to share that are in the slides that you'll be getting. Just kind of one last question, and then please, if you have any questions about your account, about freelancing, drop them in the chat so I can ask our guests. But one last question to both of you. You create your account, you do your branding, you're not afraid about getting your first guest, first client, first gig. You have an Upwork or Fiverr or freelancer. What are the things you need to do to help speed up getting this first job? Cynthia mentioned that some people get it right away, other people wait 6 months or longer. Both of you shared how you had to do some free work at the beginning to build your portfolio, to get credibility, to get experience. What are some of the things that once I have my Upwork, my Fiverr, I see these are some platforms people are using. What should I do to help me really move things forward?
All right. Thank you. I think I'll go first this time.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So I stated that freelance isn't just about doing things on your own. I said you can have a team. So even during this chat, people can reach out to people. Hey, I am setting a Fiverr account on web software development. What are you setting a Fiverr account on? So you can actually channel work to that person to
Mm,
from the starting cost of that person. Then when you finish, you rate the person. That's how you do these things. All right. So sometimes in waiting, you become desperate. That's where you start having a lot of thoughts. Some of us, what worked for us was to do for free for people. Probably maybe because we were doing other works that were supporting us financially. But some people have decided that this is the only work that they can feed from. So why don't you create that environment, that create that ambience to say, hey guy, you're doing freelance. Why don't we try freelance? Open an account, I'll open an account, you open an account and all of that. I'll channel work to you, channel work to me. I send you the price, you send me the cost. And then these things record. Uber drivers do it all the time. I have a friend who doubles as a freelance Uber driver. And what does he do when he comes to pick me from work and he sees that his stars are going down? He tells me to quickly order him. He picks it, and then we get to the destination, and then he signs off. That's how you actually get some of these. And then it records on your tab. But do know that as you are doing this, you also have to add some form of professionalism, because it's not just your friends that are always going to get in touch with you. There
mhm,
are
mhm,
clients out there who also have a vast or a wide range of people they can reach out to. So what's your profile? We've spoken about branding, we've spoken about um how your work speaks for you. So that's how you can do these things. So maybe before we start, if you want to do a CV, go to my Fiverr account, recruit me, send me the details. The pricing is there. Then when I finish, I'll send it to you, and then you rate me. So that's how you get people to actually do these things, and that's how you're able to um, gain some form of followership or some form of customer acquisition or clientele to boost your works. If you are not good at talking to people, if you're an introvert or you're an ambivert, that's how you can start some of these things. And then also, if you're an extrovert, you don't know how to do these things, you can do some of these things as well. So I'll have Maxwell, who is more the Fiverr Pro professional, to talk about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Janet. I have used few freelancing platforms, including Canva. Yes, I just wanted to mention some few I have used, and we'll also let you know the strategy I use for each of them. Yeah, so I have used Fiverr before. I have used Canva before. I'm sure at least almost all of us should know about Canva. Then I've also used a platform called Postam and Wall. Postam and Wall works like Canva, and Postam and Wall is the platform that I've earned the highest. Then we have IntelliFluence. In fact, I'm sending, with exception, I think Canva, we know Canva. So I'm sending the list onto the platform. I mentioned Postam and Wall, Fiverr, IntelliFluence. IntelliFluence is a free, it's a platform for influencers. So influencers who probably work as brand ambassadors, it could be about writing blog posts about a particular company you post on My Joy Online or your own blog or any platform you charge people for it. It could be promoting people on your Instagram or Facebook or Fiverr. TikTok account. It could be just doing a video for a product or a company and putting your profile, your social media profile, and then make money out of it. So the platform usually is done in such a way that people have specific services they want to offer, they want people to do for them. They put it there, you apply as a pitch, you pitch for it, they review your profile and see if it is a website, if you have some number of they look at DA. It's very technical. DA is domain authority, they look at your traffic and all that. If it's your social media handle, if you are on TikTok and you are solely into entertainment, it'll be very difficult for you to get someone a brand. Well, it depends on the entertainment, depends on what you post. But if you are someone who just posts anything just for entertaining sake, it'll be difficult for you to get a specific company to give you an offer to promote their brand for them. However, if you have a specific niche, a niche someone like Shatawale, for him, he's into music. He has a niche. So someone who probably wants to promote a product in line with what he does, they will probably fall on it. If you are a tech guy who teaches people on how to use tech and all that, MTN, Vodafone, and all that will get in touch with you to promote your their services for them. So you have to make sure your branding is intact. In fact, if you are looking at IntelliFluence, then if you are looking at a platform like, I'll come to Fiverr last. A platform like Post Time Award is a graphic designing platform. So you make sure you design some few number of graphic design works on a platform. And how it works is that you design the template for people who do not have graphic design experience. They go there, they pick your template and they edit. When they edit, even 100 million people can edit one template. When someone edits, it doesn't take your original design off. The system automatically copies it for each and every individual, and that's how Canva works. The more they use your template and they buy or they subscribe, the more the system pays you. So that I made mention that you make sure that you design more templates. Then once you have a lot of templates, you start sharing your link on social media. Then people will start to notice you and they will start following you, start buying your template from the platform, and you get your money. Then Fiverr. For Fiverr, I would say the most important thing is the niche. You have to make sure that if you are a website developer, if you go on Fiverr, you make sure website development, there are a lot of services. Make sure you tailor it down. Are you a WordPress developer? Are you someone who uses Elementor? Are you someone who uses PHP? Is it Laravel? Whatever, are you a Python developer? Whatever skills you have, you make sure you tailor it to a specific niche. If you want to go the generic way where you are doing graphic designing, you are doing website, you just post there that, okay, I'm a website developer, and you put it there generic, it will be very hard and difficult for you to break through the SEO and get your first gig. Then after identifying your niche, make sure your banner, your photo will be genuine. Use your own image, use your own name, right? Look at how people have written their profile and do it like that. Make sure your gig, you don't create only one gig and leave. Make sure you create at least, when you are starting out on Fiverr, at least 3 gigs where it is well optimized. Don't start sharing it on social media. Make sure after building your gigs, you build a community first. If it is about 5 or 10 people that are ready to move with you, build a community. That's why I mentioned that we'll be having a WhatsApp group. It will be very important that you build a community about 5 to 10 people who are ready to move with you. So I know Janet is good in this digital space. I'm also good in the other digital space, like website development. Janet is good in social media. Now I can say, Janet, instead of me doing the website for you for free, I'll say, Janet, I want to do the website for you, but instead of you paying like 5,400 or 7,000, 12,000, Janet, you pay, let's say 1,000 or 500. I wouldn't want to do it so big. I can even say pay maybe $10. I'll do your website for you. Then you would also give me your service. I'll also pay the same amount. We are just exchanging, but we should just make sure that the service that we are exchanging is good, so that like at least it will not be so difficult for the other third party. Janet, in return, you are giving me a positive review. I target 5 or 10 people. They give me that kind of positive review before I start sharing out to people on social media. So before it gets to Isaac, who doesn't know me, Isaac, who is in US, probably that time I have connected with people in Ghana and some few others in US and UK who trust me and they have given me positive review. Isaac sees and Isaac sees, this guy has gotten 5 to 10 reviews already. He's someone that can be trusted. He goes to your profile, he sees that your profile is quality. He will go and search about me and see if he can find me on social media. He goes to my LinkedIn, he sees that this guy is very professional. That makes it easier for you to get your first client. So that is what I just want to share.
Amazing.
For the beginning, make sure you are able to identify a specific niche. Not every niche. Even if you are a graphic designer, don't just put there that you are a graphic designer. If you are expert in using a specific tool within the graphic design space, if it is about Canva, if it is about Photoshop, make sure you create your gig in that area. If it's about logos, Just make sure people know you for a specific thing, and that is going to be very, very helpful. Thank you.
Very insightful. Please, I hope you guys were taking notes. This is very, very good insights, very, very good information that's coming from here. I don't know if Janet, you want anything to add, but please drop any questions you have. If you're struggling to create your profile, let us know what platform you're using for your profile. If any questions for our speakers, we have just 5-10 minutes left for this. So drop the questions. Please, I've put the feedback form in the chat. I will have it scrolling as well. So you can type or you can click the link. Please, we're very grateful if you go fill this out. This would also entitle you to the slides. It'll take 5 minutes. Janet, do you have anything to add? And then also a concluding statement or comment to help people who are now starting their freelancer journeys.
Yes, thank you very much. I would say that know your stuff before you start. I mean, you can't know everything, but once you know that the 70% of what you know is good, start something. But don't just start out of the void. Take your time and then assess things before you start. I can understand that in this part of our world, we are all looking for money. We want some form of economic freedom. Everybody wants that, but let's take our time and then assess what we want to do, check our audience before, because the international space that you want to do freelancing is very broad. It's not just Ghana. That Africa has 54 countries plus some islands. Imagine they're doing freelance, reaching out to the global world before Europe, before US, before Asia, Middle East Asia, Southeast Asia, South America. They are all there. So do your work well. Do your work well. Pursue them with every form of diligence you can. And then your social media should not speak too much noise. It should speak targets and it should speak volumes. That is what I would tell you. And please scan the QR code and fill the form. Scan the QR code and fill the form, because these things also serve as a form of opportunity for you to get access to subsequent projects or seminars and summits that will be organized for you to benefit from such a session or such an activity. Thank you very much, Isaac. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Maxwell, any last question, any last comments, any last tips for these future freelancers and um yeah, any guide for them as they start their journey?
Yeah, so I always want to say that there's no perfect time elsewhere. The time for you to start your freelance journey is now. It's right now. So don't be afraid. We've already discussed and mentioned that if you start, nobody is having the time to go and monitor whether you've gotten a gig or not. If you are able to employ some of these strategies that we've shared with you, I'm telling you that it's going to be very, very positive. Freelancing is very, very good. I can tell you. I stay indoors all the time. I have my liberty. I decide to go out when I want to. I have a way of motivating myself all the time, and I'm always happy. So I want to say that when it comes to freelancing, one of the very first things you have to always look out for is your skill. Don't go to any freelance platform and see that okay, people are making money here, people are getting this, so I'm going to create a gig in that area where you know you don't have the skill. Give out gigs where you know you have the skill. Janet mentioned about teamwork. Even before you start with the teamwork, make sure that you yourself, the gig that you are putting there, you yourself you can do before you fall on a team member, unless you are so confident of the team member. Either than that, you will fail. Freelancing on most of these platforms comes with time. So if you are not confident, if you don't have the skills and you put a gig that you are relying on a team member somewhere at the beginning and the team member fails you, you are going to be off the platform. So that's one of the key things I always want to say. Then networking is very, very key. For me, most of the freelance projects I've been getting comes from word of mouth referrals. You network. When I go to events and people are asking questions, I try my best to answer. Where I have to ask questions, I speak. And I speak about what I do most at times. I introduce myself first. So definitely I'm going to introduce myself as a website developer and digital marketer. And at the end of the day, you could see some people coming back to you. If you network very well and there is an opportunity, the person would be able to, connect you to other people. I want to leave you with this popular quote: your network is your net worth. Thank you. Ike, can you hear me? Ike, it looks like you are frozen. Janet, can you hear me?
Please, I think we
Yes,
lost you
I
for a little
can.
bit. Try again.
Okay, we couldn't hear you, but
We
I just
lost you,
wanted to
Isaac.
Okay, I was okay. Heard your network is your net worth.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Right? Yeah, it's
That
a
was his
very very
last quote
powerful
to
quote.
everybody.
Okay,
Yes,
that was a very very powerful quote. It's so important. And it goes back to the very beginning about how important collaboration is, right?
yes.
So let me just see if there are any questions from the audience. Do you have any questions from them? Any advice you want on getting started, on expansion, touching on something again, whether it's branding or marketing? Is any of your guests willing to serve as a mentor? I see Maxwell nodding his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Janet as well. Okay, so I guess if you slide into their DMs, follow them, let them know that you have been on the session. Um, I'll let them know if you have filled out the evaluation form. So I trust that you have. And then yes, you can get some support from there. Also, additionally, if you fill out the evaluation form, we'll send you a link. It's volunteer, but you can join a WhatsApp platform where, as Max was saying, then you can support each other. You can share your profile. People can share it to their networks. Maybe someone there needs what you have. They need to help them build a website. They need some branding for social media, whilst you can help them with translating their thing into a foreign language, which is what they need. So you can start working on services like that for each other. So this is all the benefits you get for if you fill out the form, right? So want to encourage you all to fill it out. This is Maxwell's LinkedIn. Maxwell Odonkor. As Maxwell is shooting his shot, let me also throw mine out there. You can follow me as Isaac Newton Aqua, or you can scan the QR code. And Janet, just drop your handle, your link as well.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Any other comments? Thank you so much, Sylvia. So Sylvia is saying, I would like to thank your speakers for pouring out their hearts. They never hold back. They tell the honest truth. They let you know how it is. the good, the bad, the ugly, the struggles, their own fears, which is why I'm really grateful to having them in my life, in my circle. I am older than them by a few years, but I look up to them as mentors of mine. So I'm really glad and thankful that they're here. I'm putting up Janet's handle up there as well. So Janet Owusu Darko. So you can click the link or you can type it up in your chat and follow her. Okay, so now we have one question that's come up. I'm into fashion business and I wanted to know where to begin if I want to become a freelancer. Um, there are lots of different areas, and of course, it depends on what type of fashion business. I don't know
Yeah.
if either of you want to go take this first, and then I'll come in with some comments.
Yes. First off, I had the exact same thought. What kind of fashion did people, what kind of fashion do you want to venture into? And there are multiple platforms where you can follow and join to sell your product. So please, you need to actually narrow down on the fashion business you want to you are into. Yes, you are into. And I don't know if you've heard of ITC She Trades. ITC She Trades is good. ITC Ecom Connect Global. I mean, these are platforms where you get to meet people to share your product. And do you have a brand name on your, when you sew, what do you do, and all of that? So you need to know those kinds of things. And then I would tell you to even start small from your own small circle, your friends. Sell and show it to them. So sorry, and show it to them. So, and then open up the space. But if you want to do a freelance and stuff, the best so far for fashion, the best is IG. Instagram. Instagram is where you have to send a lot of pictures, and I think TikTok as well. But when it comes to social media marketing, I hope we do know that TikTok in Ghana is different from TikTok in the US. I think, Isaac, we need to find the time to also break down the differences in the social media apps according to geographical locations and jurisdictions, and the limitations and the challenges associated with them. But yeah, Abena PM, please, your friends could be something. And then for fashion, I know Instagram and TikTok is also good, and Facebook. I think now you can even interconnect. You can link your platforms from Facebook to Instagram. So when you post on your WhatsApp business, you can connect it to your Facebook and then your Instagram. So you need to learn how to create reels with your products, with on mannequins. You need to know these business optimization techniques and tricks. So she said we're into illustration and designing. Exactly, exactly. So you also need to have a little bit of graphic designing ability. So Maxwell is here. He will teach you that illustration and design, you need to know a little bit of fabric design and graphic designing as well. All right. Thank you. So Isaac,
Yeah.
over
So
to you.
just for Abenam, I'll just quickly say, especially illustration and designing, there are a lot of different graphic design platforms, 99 Designs, Behance, and so on. So you can use chat, you can use Google and search what is the best platform for me as a freelancer to be on with ABC, and put those in, and they can give you some feedback, and then okay, these are really good platforms. They can go and create your profile on those platforms. Um, what I would also say is that you have a diverse skill set, so you can see what else you can do. You might be able to sell your designs, your sketches of fashion styles to fashion houses who then want to use it, right? So you can sell directly to fashion houses to make, or you can even because you understand fashion and design and illustration, you can be someone's stylist. So you can show your color combinations and your different designs and this skirt with this trousers, with this shoes, with this sandals, and so on, and then use that as a service to say, okay, this is what um, I can offer you. I hope that's clear. We have someone else, Mentor. I'm an electrical technician and a simographic cinematographicer, graphicer, graphic, sorry, as well. Is it advisable to blend that on my freelancer platform? I would say no. I think because they're very different. The people who will be looking for your cinematography will not be the same as your electrical. So you can create two profiles, but you might even be on two very different platforms, right? So it's like this is me as an electrical technician, and this is how I can render my service to you as an electrical technician. And then I also have a separate one where I'm more of a creative sector. So you might also be on the same platform like Abana, the uh, Behance and the 99 Designs as the cinematographer. But then you might be on another platform, maybe like Gigi, where people are looking for handymen for your electrical technician services. That's my thoughts on how you divide the two. Okay. And about Pinterest for fashion, Pinterest is amazing for fashion because it's very visual, very pictorial. So it's a very, very good platform to have for fashion. So I really recommend that as well, especially if you already have your designs in your portfolio, right? So the pictures you've done or the styles and outfits you're wearing, you put the pictures there, and that counts as your portfolio. So Pinterest is a great place for your portfolio as a fashion designer or someone in the creative space. Okay, one last question. Want to thank you all for being on. Thank you all for staying on. Thank you all for your engagement and your comments throughout. Just once again, the link for the evaluation is here. This is the same link that you will get you the slides and all the information, get you into the WhatsApp group. So if you want this information, you want this insights, then please fill out the evaluation form. I hope you've all managed to start your profiles, and we'll be reaching out to see how that is going and also what support we can offer there. I see one comment from a Kwame. You can also dive into writing for fashion blogs. I believe he's talking to Abana. So Abana, you can do more than just your design skills. We can even go into writing for fashion blogs. And Maxwell has gone ahead to even find a gig on Fiverr, fashion gigs on Fiverr. So he's saying if you go and search for gigs there, I hope you can see the link. Um, maybe even try to click on the link or copy it. Um, you would then be able to see that there are lots of jobs on Fiverr for people who are just like you and for you, right? So these are things that you can actively today go and start earning some money, right? So what you might have been doing for fun or just for work or for school, you can now use that portfolio, use that skill set, and earn money from that. Mentor, I am grateful to offer some value to you. On this note, let me once again thank our guests, Cynthia, who had to drop off for another meeting, but we have Maxwell in the house still. We have Madame Jeanette in the house. Thank you for your insights. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for sharing with us your journey. I am sure you've inspired people here, but most of all, most importantly, shown people that it's possible, shown people that people just like them are doing it right here in Ghana, so that it's not like, oh, it's only people outside in the US or Canada or somewhere that can do it, but you're showing that people right here from Ghana, who go to the same schools, same universities, are able to do it. So thank you for that. Always grateful for your time. Always grateful for your insights. To you all online, please, this is the link. So tiny.cc/KWZ 40,001. If you click or type in this link or click this link, it will take you to the evaluation form. Takes 3-4 minutes tops. Just give us feedback of how today's session was, what you've learned, what else you want to see. And then you will get access to the slides. Please use the online session today as the link, the online session. And grateful. And we'll see you soon next time. With that, I say bye. I'll just keep it going for a couple minutes just so people can copy the link before we close the slides and before we close everything down. Great to have you. Please stay in touch. Don't hesitate to reach out. Sorry for the link. Please let me re-upload it so it's not 40,000 but 4,001. So please try that, 4,001. So once again, please, the link is 4001. 4001.